Hello everyone, welcome to your computer classroom. So I hope all of you are doing well. So as we were discussing chapter 2, and almost we have completed the chapter, the explanation of the different topics. So it is the time to do the exercises. So before this, we can have a quick revision of the topics which we have gone through. So let us switch to our textbook. So here we have already seen the different types of memory, in which we have seen the primary memory and secondary memory. So in the primary memory we have seen that the primary memory is of two types, that is the volatile and non-volatile. What is volatile? Volatile means any of the memory in which the contents are deleted when the computer power is turned off. In the volatile memory the contents are deleted. Clear? And non-volatile is the one in which the uh, contents are not erased, you can say, when the computer is switched off. So this is the basic difference between volatile and non-volatile memory. Clear? So on the basis of this volatile and non-volatile, we have the two types of primary memory, that is RAM and ROM. We have already seen the RAM and ROM types. So in that RAM and ROM also we have seen the various subtypes of that. Okay, let us uh, move to the RAM. First erase this. So in the RAM we have seen that RAM is a volatile type of memory, and these are also according to what all the instructions which uh, we want to access again and again. So these are all stored in these types of memory, that is the RAM memory. Clear? And you can say that the when you open any file from the computer, so for the time when you are opening the file, that all files are stored in the RAM only. And here we have seen also that how when we are opening any file from the hard disk, if you are opening the web browser, if you are opening any application software, so these are all present inside the RAM. Clear? So here you can see when you open any file from the hard disk, this data is transferred from the hard disk to our RAM, and from the RAM it displays on the monitor. Clear? Then when you open the internet browser like Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome, so this also is present in the hard disk only. When you double click and open it, so basically what happens, that software copies from the hard disk to your RAM, and then it is displayed on the monitor screen. Clear? In the same way, if you see further that when you open any application like MS Paint, so in the MS Paint opening process also, the software will be first copied from the hard disk to your RAM, and then from the RAM to your monitor. Clear? So this way when you open it, it is copied from the RAM, and when you close it, here as you can see there were earlier two windows. Suppose I am closing the browser. Clear? So when you close the browser, that whatever the instructions you have saved or whatever the editing you have changed from the RAM, it goes back to the hard disk. Clear? So this way it will be removed from the RAM and again sent back to the hard disk. So this way you can relate that whatever the contents when you are using, it is only present in the RAM, and when you close the computer or when you save it, it is saved back to the hard disk. So hard disk is for permanent storage, and RAM is for temporary storage, or while the computer is being processing, so all that content is present in the RAM chip for that time period only. Clear? So I hope this is very easy. You have already seen these things. Now in the RAM we have seen the different types of RAM, that is dynamic, static and magnetoresistive. So in the dynamic RAM we have seen that these are the popular types of RAM, and also called as main memory. The whole primary memory is called as main memory or working memory. In that we have seen the different versions, or you can say different generations of the dynamic RAM. So as synchronous RAM, that is the HD RAM, this is the faster and more reliable than the dynamic RAM. Then we have the different version, that is DDR1, DDR2. So what are these? These are the different generation of the DDR, that is double data rate synchronous dynamic RAM. Clear? So we have DDR SDRAM, that is double data rate, then DDR2, this is the second generation, DDR3 is the third generation. As the name is there, so here it is also written 2 or 3. Clear? So on the basis of the generation, if it is generation 2, it is written DDR2. If it is generation 3, it is written DDR3. Clear? So this way we have the different types of DDR. Then we have the RDRAM, that is the Rambus RAM. So these are the much faster than the synchronous dynamic RAM. After that dynamic RAM, we have one more type, that is static RAM. So in the static RAM, we have seen that these are more expensive and more efficient, and mostly if you see the cache memory, so here the static RAM are used in the cache memory in small amounts. Clear? And whatever the data is you can say they are more faster or more efficient than the dynamic RAM. Then we have one more type, that is the magnetoresistive RAM. So in magnetoresistive RAM, the data which you are you can say using, these all are, instead of electric charges, these stores the data in the form of magnetic charges. So because of the magnetic charges, the name is magnetoresistive RAM. Okay. After that, we have seen the memory module. Let us erase this first. So in the memory module, we have seen that memory module is actually the circuit board which holds the different memory chips. Clear? And also we have seen that there are two types of memory module. One is SIMM and another is DIMM. SIMM is single inline memory module and dual inline memory module is DIMM. In that, on the basis of the number of pins, they are further, you can see in the SIMM we have 30 or 72 pins. So these are the two types of SIMM. Then in DIMM we have seen that as it is compatible with the Pentium series of the processors, and it has how many pins? 168 pins. Clear? And it has only one socket. Okay, so these are all the different types of memory module. Then we have seen what is the requirement of RAM. So what is the requirement of RAM? RAM is increasing the processing you can say speed, or it is used for faster data transfer. Clear? So as the RAM will be more, the computer will respond faster. Clear? So these are the requirement of RAM. Okay, then we have seen the ROM. So in the primary memory, there we were having the two types, that is RAM and ROM. RAM we have just seen. ROM is what? ROM is the read-only memory, and it is also the nature of the ROM is non-volatile. Non-volatile means the content will not be lost when the computer is switched off. Clear? Then where are these ROM chips used? ROM chips are used for the BIOS, that is basic input output system. And also we have seen that these are also used in various other electronic equipments like fridge, oven, and there when the programming is already embedded, they are also called as firmware. The ROM is also called as firmware. Now in the ROM we have different types, that is PROM, EPROM and double EPROM on the basis of the nature of these ROM. So the PROM is the blank ROM chip which can be permanently programmed, and these programming is done using the microcode instructions. Clear? Then in the EPROM, in these types of ROM, they can be erased, and the erasing process can be done by using the ultraviolet light. Clear? And after erasing we can reprogram it. Then we have one more type, that is double EPROM. So what is the double EPROM? In the double EPROM, whatever the instructions are there, they can be deleted using the electric signal. So the difference between EPROM and double EPROM is that both are erasable, but in EPROM we can erase using the ultraviolet light, whereas in the case of double EPROM we can erase the signal using electric charges. Clear? So this is the difference. These are the different types of ROM chips. Okay. Now let us see further what we have seen. We have seen the secondary memory. So what is the secondary memory? Secondary memory is the storage memory, or which is used for permanent storage. Clear? And this also will be called as non-volatile in nature. Why non-volatile? Because it is saving the data permanently. Clear? So the different hard disk, pen drive, CD-ROM, DVD, Blu-ray. Clear? So these are all the different types of secondary memory. Clear? Where you can save the data for long period of time without losing its content. Okay, so these are the primary memory, secondary memory, and the next is cache memory. So what is the cache memory? Cache memory is, actually I have told you that with the CPU, or you can say with the processor or CPU, both are same. So with the processor we have a attached memory. Clear? Which is holding the important things uh, which you are frequently using with the cache. Then we have RAM, and after that we have the hard disk. Clear? So these are the different storage, you can say, units. So here when the processor is working and if it needs some data, it checks first from the cache memory. Clear? So if the data is not found in the cache memory, then it will search further from the RAM, and when also it is not present in the RAM, it is search from the hard disk. Clear? So from the hard disk it goes to the RAM, then goes to the cache memory. Clear? So these are the sequence. As you can see in this paragraph also, that whatever the instructions which we use, it first searches in the cache. If it is not found in the cache, it searches the RAM. Okay, so this way, this is the hierarchy also for processing of the data or searching of the data from the different types of memory. Clear? If we summarize these all types, we can see in the previous also I have shown you a picture where we have seen the different types of memory. Okay, let us see this. Clear? So here you can see the different types of memory. Let me zoom in once. I hope it is visible. So in the primary memory we have seen the RAM and ROM, the two types of primary memory. Then in the RAM we have static, dynamic, and one more was what? Magnetoresistive. Clear? So these are the different types of RAM. In the ROM we have seen PROM, EPROM, and double EPROM. Just we have seen the full forms. PROM is programmable read-only memory. EPROM is erasable programmable read-only memory, and double EPROM is electrically erasable programmable read-only memory. So this was the one classification of primary memory. In the secondary memory we have just seen the different storage devices, pen drive, CD, DVD. These are all the secondary, you can say secondary memory. And the cache memory is the memory which is attached with the processor and which enhances the processing speed, and the data transfer rate is also very fast in the cache memory. Clear? So these are the different types of memory. Now we have covered almost all the topics, we have revised them. Now it is the time to switch to the exercise question also. Okay, so let us see. You can read all these self evaluation points. These are very important also, so you can read it, and these are all the summary of the chapter. If you read, it will you can revise them very well. Okay, now the exercise question. Let us see the first question. First is primary memory is also known as backup memory, main memory, or basic memory. So what will be the answer? Primary memory is also called as main memory. Clear? So this is the answer. If you want to check it, we can check it also on page number. Let us see. Okay, let us erase this first. Let us move to page number 12, I think. Okay, So here we are searching about the primary memory. So here you can see primary memory is also called as working memory or main memory. Clear? This you can see on page number it is 14. Clear? So we are on this page. So primary memory is also called as main memory. Clear? Next is RAM and ROM are parts of. We have just seen that in the computer we are having the different types of memory. So RAM and ROM are the part of. Let us see here also. RAM and ROM are part of what? RAM and ROM are part of primary memory. Very easy. Okay. So RAM and ROM are part of the primary memory. You can mark it. I hope many of you have done these questions by yourself earlier, as it was given you as a homework also. So now you can match it whether the answers which you have done they are correct or not. Third is 1C. The ROM is dash in nature. So RAM is volatile, non-volatile, both 1 and 2. So what is the nature of the ROM? ROM is the read-only memory which is used for permanent storage. Already we have seen. If you want to check it also, you can check it on page number 17, I think. Okay, let us come to page number 17. So here you can see about the ROM. Yes, so here the ROM is already written. ROM is non-volatile in nature. Why non-volatile? Because the contents are not lost when the computer is switched off. Clear? So this way, this is the definition of the ROM as well, that it is the non-volatile memory. Okay, let us erase this and come back to the exercise page. So now we were discussing the third, that is ROM is volatile in nature. Volatile or non-volatile? Non-volatile, yes. ROM is non-volatile in nature. D. Which of the following is secondary memory? RAM, ROM and hard disk. So RAM is primary memory, ROM is also a type of primary memory. Then the example of secondary memory is the hard disk. Just we have seen also. Here you can see in the secondary memory we have the different types like hard disk, magnetic tape, CD, DVD. So the answer for the secondary memory example is the hard disk. Clear? Next is the type of ROM that erases its contents by ultraviolet light. So which of these are the type of ROM which erases its contents by the ultraviolet light? Whether it is EPROM, that is erasable programmable ROM, then double EPROM or PROM. So we also know that the ROM are of the three types. Now we have to check that which of the type of ROM erases its contents by the ultraviolet light. I hope you already know. Let us check also from the book as well, so that it will be easy for you. So ultraviolet erasing is done in which type of ROM? Okay, so here you can see that the ROM is of three types, that is PROM, EPROM and double EPROM. So the type of ROM in which the contents is deleted by ultraviolet light is what? It is the EPROM. Clear? In the EPROM you can erase the content using the ultraviolet light. This you can see on page number is 17. Clear? Okay, let us come to our exercise page. So here we are. So the answer of this will be what? The type of ROM that erases its contents by ultraviolet light. The answer will be EPROM, erasable programmable read-only memory. Then a temporary storage area for instructions and data that enhances the CPU speed. So what is the answer? It is only the spelling are the change. There is only the change in spelling. So if you will see here, the first one is, that is CACHE. So this is the cache memory. So the answer will be CACHE. Then the next one is A place where the computer holds current programs and data that are in use. So where does the computer hold the current programs or the data? Motherboard? No. Memory? Maybe. ROM? No. ROM is the used for, you can say, for permanent storage, the firmware. So what will the answer of this? Memory. In the memory, the computer holds the current programs or the data that are used. Next, H. A newer type of RAM which stores data using the magnetic charges. Magnetic charges, it is used by which type of RAM? It is used by the magnetoresistive RAM, and the abbreviation of magnetoresistive RAM is MRAM. So the answer of this will be MRAM. So you can pause this and do all of the objective and or the take the correct answers. Now move to the question 2, that is the full form questions. So I hope you have many of you have done also. Let us see the full form questions now. Okay, so coming to the full form questions. So here we are. Okay, so let us move to the question number 2. So I have already written it for you. You can easily see here. Let us see one by one. So the first one is RAM. That is, full form is random access memory. Clear? Write the spellings correct also. If the spelling will wrong, it will be the marks may be deducted. So if you're writing or learning the things, you can also, the spelling should also be correct. Okay. Next one is ROM. So full form of ROM is read only memory. These RAM and ROM, these are the two types of the primary memory we have seen. Then EPROM, the C question. EPROM, what is the full form of EPROM? We have just seen that these are the three types of ROM. So in in which the contents are deleted by ultraviolet light. So the full form of EPROM is erasable, programmable, read only memory. Elaborate this ROM also. Write it that erasable, programmable, read only memory. Then the D, that is DRAM. What is the full form of DRAM? DRAM full form is dynamic RAM. In the RAM also we have seen we are having the different types of RAM. So one of this is DRAM. Full form of DRAM is dynamic RAM. Okay. Next one is MRAM. MRAM is magnetoresistive RAM, in which the data is saved in the form of magnetic charges. Clear? So write the spelling correct. Magnetoresistive RAM. Full form of RAM also write magnetoresistive random access memory. Clear? So I hope most of you have already written these full forms. Very easily you can find also in the questions from the books also. Now question number 3. Let us see what is question number 3. So question number 3 is about the complete the following. So initially in the initial pages of the chapter we have seen the different measurement units of the data. So here you can see the first one, that is 1 byte. So 1 byte is equal to how many characters? 1 byte is also equal to 8 bits. But if you talk about the character, suppose I am writing A, B. So these are all different characters. So to represent these things also we will need 8 bits. Clear? So 1 byte is also 8 bits. But here the already it is written character. So if you talk about the character, it will be one character. So one character will be needed to denote in 1 byte. Clear? So 1 byte is equal to 1 character. Next is 1 kilobyte. So 1 kilobyte is how many bytes? 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes. If we see on the initial page of the chapter, here also you can find. Let us see. Okay, so in the beginning of the chapter, it is also given the different measurement units along with the, yes, here you can find on the page number 13 also. Clear? So here we have already seen that kilobyte, then what will be the value of 1 kilobyte? It will be 1024 bytes. Clear? So from here, these the different things we have already discussed, that the you have to remember only bit byte, the sequence, that is bit byte, kilobyte, megabyte, gigabyte, and all of these are 1024 of the previous one. Like 1 kilobyte is 1024 of the previous one, that is 1024 bytes. Clear? Now move to our exercise page. So here 1 kilobyte is 1024 bytes. Okay. Next, 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte is 1024. So before terabyte, what we have? We have byte, then we have just seen after byte we have kilobyte, then KB, then megabyte, that is MB, and after megabyte we have gigabyte, GB. Clear? So whatever the unit you are choosing, the unit, if we talk about after GB we have terabyte, that is TB. Clear? So 1 terabyte is what? 1 terabyte is 1024 of the previous one, that is gigabyte. So 1024 is 1024 gigabyte. Then 1 MB, here you can see 1 MB is 1024 of the previous one, that is kilobyte. Clear? So here what we need to write 1024. Then 1 nibble, we have already seen that group of, if you talk about the different bits, so the group of 4 bits is called as 1 nibble. So here the answer will be bits, and group of 8 bits is called as 1 byte. Clear? Okay, now move to the next question, that is filling the blanks. Okay, now let us see the filling the blanks question as well. So question number 4, it is filling the blanks. So first one is A. The blank is a temporary workplace inside the computer that stores instructions and information. So what will be here? The answer is memory. Memory is the temporary place which place the different instructions or information. Clear? So memory is the temporary place where the instructions are saved. Second is, there are two types of memory in the computer. What are the two types of memory? The two types of memory are the primary memory and secondary memory. Yes or no? We have to write the two categories as primary memory and secondary memory. Question number C. A blank is the basic storage unit in the computer. So what is the basic storage unit in the computer? It is byte. Bit is the smallest, but if you talk about that, about the bit, there is no existence of bit as individually. Whatever the instructions which are saving, the smallest one is byte. Clear? So byte is the basic storage unit in the computer. Next one is, the blank interprets the data while it is in the RAM. So here the term is interpret. So which device, the work of the device is interpretation? The processor or the CPU? Here rather than processor, also you can write CPU. Clear? Both are same. So the processor or the CPU interprets the data while it is in the RAM. Clear? Now next one is the E, that is blank is non-volatile memory. So what is non-volatile memory? It can be ROM, that is read-only memory. Clear? So ROM is a type of non-volatile memory. Okay, so we have covered till question number 4. Okay, now let us try to do the true false question also. Okay, so move this page little bit upward. So first question is, RAM is called the secondary memory in the computer. RAM is called the secondary memory in computer. Is it correct? RAM is the type of primary memory. So here it is written secondary memory. So that's why the question will be, this will be false. Clear? So RAM is not the secondary memory. RAM is a primary memory. Next is, a memory module is a circuit board that holds the memory chips. Yes, it is correct. Memory module is the circuit board where the different RAM chips are placed. So it is true. C. RAM holds data permanently. RAM holds data permanently. So is it correct? No. In the RAM, the data are saved temporarily for the temporary time period. So that is why this is false. RAM is volatile or non-volatile? RAM is volatile, means the content will be deleted. So this will be false. Okay, now D. SRAM is efficient and fast but is very expensive. Yes, it is correct. SRAM is efficient. You can check it from page number 16 also. So this one is true. SRAM is faster and efficient and they are costlier also. Next one is more the RAM, faster the computer will respond. More the RAM, faster the computer will respond. Yes, it is correct. If the computer is having more, the computer response time will be very fast. Clear? So this way we have done the true false as well. Now in the coming class we will do the answer the following questions and various lab activities questions also will be discussed. Clear? So till then do all these exercises in the copy, and if there is any confusion in any of the answers you can ask it in the coming class. So till then complete it. Okay, thank you.